Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're going to be carrying on with our picture in Rita Berman's new book. So I thought we'd start with these trees down the bottom here, so I'll go ahead and zoom you in and we'll get started. So the first colour I'm going to go in with is Eggplant Purple, and I'm going to use this to fill in some of these little leaves that we've got down here on the trees, because I do want it to match sort of the colours that we've got up here. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill these in completely, just using normal pressure. And then going back in with turquoise, I'm going to go ahead and fill in the trees around these purple leaves. So again, I'm just going to go in with normal pressure and just fill these in. Next I'm going to go in with Absinthe Green, and I'm going to use this to make a start on some of these triangular trees. So I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and fill in the one side with this colour. And then this one here. Next we're going to go in with Matcha Green, and again we're going to add some more colours to these. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in the opposite side here, and this is just slightly darker than the last colour that we used. And then down here I'm going to do this little section. So I'll do the same for this one. I'll do the top and the bottom. Next, taking Forest Green, we're going to go ahead and fill in the sections in between. So here I'm going to fill in these little lines that she's done. So we've got a little bit of darker colour on the tree. So I'll go ahead and do the same for these ones. And for this little peak here, I'm going to use the forest green to fill this one in, because it is a little bit further back, so it would be a little bit darker than the rest of the trees. and I missed this one, so I'm going to go ahead with the absinthe green and fill in the sections on this one. And then I'm going to take Matcha Green to fill in the other parts. So going back in with turquoise, we're going to make a start on these triangular ones, and I'm just going to do every other line in the turquoise. So these ones. So I'll do the same for this. So just mark out which ones you're going to do. And then I'll go ahead and fill them in. Next, going in with deep teal, which is slightly darker than the turquoise, I'm going to go ahead and fill in the opposite lines on these trees. Okay, so next going in with moss green, we're going to start on the other little trees. So for this one, I'm just going to do every other little section in this moss green. Then I'm going to go back in with forest green and fill in the rest of these sections. So next, taking absinthe green, we're going to make a start on the last little tree. So I'm going to go ahead and fill in these little lines here with the absinthe green, so it'll be a little bit lighter on the lines. And then taking matcha green, I'm going to fill in the rest of this one. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to tackle is this little bit inside of the balloon, because I forgot to do that. So we're going to do it so it matches the outside. So I'm going to go in with lilac first, and I'm just going to do a little bit of a lighter colour here where we left the lightness on the outside edge. Then going in with amethyst purple, I'm going to go ahead and darken up the edges. and just lift the pressure as you start to come over the lilac. Then going back in with lilac, I'm going to go ahead and fill that in. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill in this leaf here because I realised that I missed this one. So I'm going to use Eggplant Purple to go around the edges. And then Fruit Punch to fill that in. Okay, you guys, so that's almost everything filled in. So I think the next step that we've got is the background, and I think I'm going to use soft pastels. Okay, so the first colour that I'm going to try is this quite pale pink colour. So I'm just going to use the knife and just scrape a little bit of this down onto this bit of the cloud here. And then just taking a cotton wool bud, I'm just going to sort of wrap it around my finger and then just go ahead and rub this in and just sort of use like circular motions for this. And because we've done the pencil quite hard pressure, the pastel shouldn't affect the actual coloured pencil that you've put down. So I'll just zoom you in a little bit to see if you can see that a little bit better. Okay, so that's coming up really light, so I'm going to pick a darker colour pink. Okay, so I've picked this one, which is quite a darker looking pink. I'm just going to take a little bit of that colour onto there. And then just go back in with the cotton wool pad and just gently rub this in. So as you can see, that one's a bit more pigmented. And I'm not doing it in any sort of shape or anything like that, just adding it randomly to the picture. So I think we'll do some over here for this cloud as well. So again, I'm just going to scrape a little bit of the colour down onto the page. And then just go ahead with your cotton wool and just rub that in. So I don't like to press down hard on this. I just do it very gently and just rub this colour in. Okay, so we're going to add some more of this pink colour down here, and I think we'll do a little bit over here as well. So again, I'm just going to go in light circular motions and just put this colour down. Okay, so next I want to add some purple to it. So I've taken this colour purple, it's quite a darker looking purple. And what I'm going to do is just go right up to where we've put the pink. So just sort of place this around the edges of the pink. And I'm going to add a little bit down there. And then taking some clean cotton wool, I'm just going to go ahead and blend this all in. So I think I'll start here where we haven't got any other colour. Just start to work this into the paper. And then over here. That's not very dark, so I'm going to go ahead and add some more to this, see if we can darken this up a little bit. Okay, that's a bit better. So I'll just go over where I've added this and just darken it all up a little bit. So just add a bit more of the pastel. And then I'm just going to go ahead and work that into the paper again. So next I'm going to go in with a blue colour and I'm going to add some blue to this. So I'm going to try it over here and see how it picks up. And see if we might need to use a darker colour. But we'll try this one first. And that's coming out okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do this in the other little white places that we've got. So I'll add some over here and here. And then just go ahead and blend that in. So the next step is to go around all the clouds with a white Posca pen. So I've just got a piece of tissue and I'm going to put that on top of it so that when I press my hand down it doesn't transfer any of the pastels that we've put underneath. So I'll go ahead and zoom you in and we will get started. So literally all I'm going to do for this is just follow the lines that Rita's put in for the cloud. Okay guys, so I've gone around that once and as you can see, you can still see the black lines. So I will need to go over it for a second time. But what I'm going to do is just carry on for now and go around all the little details that we've got in the background. So for these little circles, I'm just going to go ahead and go over them with the Posca and just get rid of the black lines. So I'm not filling them in, I'm just going around the lines themselves. Then we can still see the soft pastel peeking through. And I do find a lot of the time when you use the Posca pens that they do need 2 coats to cover up the black lines. Sometimes you can get away with it, but most of the time I think you have to do the 2. So here I'm going to go around this star as well. And I'm going to carry on and work my way around all of these. And then I think I'll come back once I've done it, otherwise we're going to be here for a long time. See you in a second. Okay guys, so that's how it's looking now. I've done 1 coat of Posca all over the clouds and the stars and all the little bits in the background. So I'm going to go ahead and do a second coat and then I'll come back and show you the progress. Okay guys, so that's the second coat of Posca done on the clouds. So as you can see, they're a lot brighter now and they stand out a lot better. So this is the final picture. So I hope you enjoyed this colour along, and I will be posting a poll on my YouTube to decide what picture we do next. So make sure you guys keep a lookout for that and get voting on there. And I will see you in the next video.